Hey, welcome back to a moment of truth. We're going to try this again. This is a new knife to me, one I've been in search of for quite a while, and one that I'm very excited to get to check out on the channel. I checked out a smaller version of this a few weeks ago. Turned out to not be in the condition that was originally disclosed, which was unfortunate. And so hopefully we get this right on the second try here. I hope so, because the price was no joke, for sure. So let's get into it. All right. Very good. Love the packaging. Always appreciate a little extra padding, make sure things come through well. And there it is. It is the Gareth Bowl Spiro Shamwari. Already looking better having this in the bag. And this is the 3.3 inch, whereas the first one I got was the 3 inch. Still on washers. No signs of carry on the pocket clip this time. Sorry, too soon? I don't know. Beautiful on the centering, as you'd expect, I believe. Just double check. Lock up. Great. And this one is, wow. That was washers, but that was, wow, that one's got a lot stronger detent than the 3 inch. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Man, that detent was a lot harder than I remember the 3 inch being. Wow. These 3.3s are no joke. So the Spiro represents this pivot style. It is pretty crazy. It's got a lot of people very excited, and a lot of people are calling this like the ultimate sham, like the best one. And yeah, people are pretty freaking hyped up on these things. I definitely see why. Although I have to say, like, maybe it'll open up a little bit here, but this one's definitely got stronger detent than the other two that I've had in hand. And like, I've never missed these before. Like, I just did a few times there. So let me get the little 3 inch here on bearings out. It's just so easy. Like, it just flies out of there. I've put zero pressure on here. You can just use like any finger to do that. It's crazy. Whereas this one's definitely, you know, it takes some effort. So I don't know if that's just because it's so brand new. The other one I had definitely had been used, like was called brand new, but had definitely been used. So maybe this one just needs some work or something. Interesting. That was not expected. I still like it. If anything, I kind of even, starting to put some wear on the inside of the thumb there. I'll say that. It definitely adds a little, like, not toughness feeling to it, but yeah, it makes it feel a little more substantial being harder on the detent. But that was like, it's a little hard coming out of there. So I think with this one, you really have to put a good amount of pressure in there and kind of go in the right spot. Whereas this thing, if you just touch it, it's pretty much going to flop out of there. Like, it's maybe even like too light. This one you have to be very intentional. Oof, those hurt. Yeah, I've got like some callus on there. I don't do like a ton of front flippers, but when that thing slides along that guy, that does not feel good. That's like, I wouldn't say disappointing, but a little surprising. So I guess I'm gonna have to build up some callus for this guy, because that's not comfortable. Interesting. I wonder if that's how it's supposed to be, or if there's a little detent thing going on there. I don't know. Probably just being a wimp again. It's my MO on this channel, apparently. But overall, looks beautiful. Yeah, just a beautiful example. Nothing to call out or complain about on this one. It looks really clean. Really, really clean here. Just that detent is really something there. So this one is a, the first one I got also was a Cheka, it's called. Whereas this one is a drop point, which is really nice. So that kind of gets me that much more excited about it. Just a beautiful hand rub satin blade finish there. It's really pretty freaking sweet. And I definitely cosmetically slightly, definitely slightly, I'd say definitely prefer the drop point there. It just looks a little better to me. It's not like a huge difference, but the Cheka, I didn't like the look of it quite as much as I like these drop points. It just looks a little more balanced. Like if you look at the way that this knife looks, it's not like the craziest lines, right? It's about as simple as it gets. Feels great in hand. It's not like amazing in hand. Like there's a little hot spottiness in here, frankly, where it's thin. Like the inside of this actually is like a little sharp. So I don't know. These knives are very hyped up, I feel like, for what they are. I'll be honest. They're very good. I got a buddy that's like freaking diehard, loves it. You know who you are. PW. But man, I get it. At the same time, I think I probably need to put some work on this thing to let the thumb be able to acclimate, because that was pretty painful when it slipped a couple times there. That was no joke. And like I know these are available both on bearings, like this little guy, and this is like an older one. So it's, from 2017. That thing's got a lot of work on it, a lot of carry use and stuff. When I got it, the price was right, so I'm not concerned about it. It's a nice, cute little guy. This guy right here is definitely more substantial in the 3.3, so that's a 3-inch on bearings. GB Sham is what they call it. You can see the little bullseye in blue, and they call it GB because it was one made by Gareth, whereas I think his brother, I can't remember his name, is also doing some knives. This one is now called the Spiro Sham. It's the newest. This was from a drop in February. I think it was February 17th, if I recall correctly. Oh man, that really smarts when that slides on there. And yeah, people are like gaga for this thing. Like it's crazy. Someone said I should include more prices in here. I'm not inclined to share the exact price I got this one for, but I will say what I've been seeing them for, which is I've seen them north of $2,000, even though the table price on this is $1,100. So that's crazy, 100% markup. I'm trying to think of another knife where I've seen anything like that. I guess the Demco 8020 full size. You could see this $625 knife for $1,200. That's I don't know if I can think of any others. I don't know what the Shark Knife Co. Wakas are going for at table price, but those things definitely command north of $2,000 right now in the secondary, which is crazy. But there are not a lot of knives that have that kind of hype as this Sham here, and I can definitely see why, especially for a washer knife. Like the action is insanely good. Like the SPK Lamia Gurumi, it's nowhere near as smooth as this. Like that one grew on me though. I'm trying to think if maybe I'm pushing on here a little bit. I wonder if that's just the way I'm kind of holding the knife. Is creating some lock bar pressure on there or something. Yeah, it's just pretty hard detent there. It's a bigger blade, certainly. But I think this one might just need to get worked in. I think that's what's going on. Anyways, yeah, definitely one of the most hyped up knives I've ever come across. It's been one of the hardest ones to get onto the channel. I bought this one, so I own it. I did have this same Spiro Sham in a 3-inch on the channel. Had it very briefly. There were some, we'll call them political issues with the prior seller, so that one's no longer in my possession. Just didn't want anything to do with the knife, frankly. You know, sometimes you get something and you got association with it. I'd love to get another 3-inch though. I'd love to get a 3-inch with this Spiro on bearings. That would to me be really, really nice. I'd also love to get a 3.3 inch on bearings, frankly. Oh, that was not cool. But you know, I think that's going to be pretty hard to get. So yeah, these things are just, they're really, really nice knives that have amazing action, regardless of whether it's bearings or washers. They just do a really nice job on it. I don't think I could tell you how I feel about it, that you could go spend $2,000 on this, and I wouldn't feel good about that, candidly. I got mine for a bit under $2,000. I had to work to get that, frankly. I got down to 2 people that would go below $2,000, and 10 other people wanted like $2,500. Like, most people just don't want to sell them. There's only a handful of these made. That this last drop, I think there were 16. So there's only so many of these out there. And yeah, it's not an easy knife to get your hands on. So I guess I'd just kind of leave it at that. I'm not saying it's not worth for some people to $2,500 secondary crazy price, but for me, that's so expensive. Like, the only knives I spent that much money on were, there's so much more knife there. This is just a very small, definitely elegant, amazing knife, don't get me wrong. And for a lot of reasons, if you go do the pocket priority score, it's amazing. But man, that is some, like, is it that much better than this? I don't know, guys. I don't know. You know, like, get this for, call it $1,200 on the secondary even, versus $2,200. I don't know, that thing's $1,000 better. It's definitely better in some ways, like it's a little smoother on the action, but man, that's crazy. So let's see what this weighs in at. 3.3 ounces for 3.3 inches. Whew. That is impressive. And 2.45 ounces for 3 inches. Pretty darn impressive. The balance of this is pretty remarkable for sure. It's a great knife. But man, I like it at table price at $1,100, a lot more than I like it at top of secondary $2,500. That's crazy. Again, I don't know why I'm not getting this out of here. I feel like I've got like a, I don't know if it's lock bar pressure or detent issue or what, but man, that thing is freaking not wanting to come out of there. I mean, now I can't pull it out. So now I'm like even thinking maybe there is an issue with this guy, because that should not be that hard to get out of there, I feel like. Yeah, my finger's so like raw now that I'm you know, probably just gonna save that one for off camera. A little humbling, but also you know, part of the game. So I think that's all for now. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.